Hello everyone, today we are going to be talking about how to create products in Aronium. So the first thing first, we're going to log into our screen. So continue, then you click on the three lines at the top. Now then you click on management. So this management takes you to the basic settings of the application. So we'll click on that. Now on the first screen you're going to see is like an overview of your sales. So it gives you the monthly sales, the total sales for that particular month. It gives you your top selling products, your total. This is just like an overview of what your sales so far on Aronium. But we're going to go for creating a product today. So we click on products. Under products, see that we have a whole bunch of products here. So I want to create Coke. So this Coke I want to create is a drink. So I'm going to, group code is going to be called drinks. And inside drink, I'm going to create Coke. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on new group because it doesn't exist here. So I click on new group and I call the group drinks. If you want to add an image, fine, you can add an image. If you want to have a color, you can add a color. If you want to have a print station for it, you do that. So once I'm done, I click on save. You see that drinks have been added to the groups here. So I click on new products. Now under new products, what product do I want to add? I want to add Coke. It gives me a code automatically. If I'm not comfortable with the code, I can change the code. Then the barcode. If you have the barcode, you can scan the product in. If that product doesn't have a barcode, you can click on generate barcode to generate the barcode for the product. Then units of measure. Coke is going to be in bottles, so I can just call it bottles. Sorry, not there. Then now the group is already on drinks because the drink here is highlighted. But if the drink was not highlighted, you can always change it to your preferred group. So I'm going to leave it on drinks. So now we have active. Active is that the people at the selling will be able to see it. If I make it inactive, they won't see the product to sell. So I'll make it active. Now default quantity, do I have a default quantity? Meaning for every time they click on the product, automatically it comes out once. But if I don't want a default quantity, it means when they click on the product, they'll have to choose the quantity, then sell. So in this case, I just want when they click on the product, it comes out Coke 1. Then we have service. Now, is it a service or is it a product? So it's more like a workmanship. You're being paid for the services you're providing. So in this case, which cannot be quantified. So in this case, it's a product, so I'm just leave the service empty. Now, does this product have age restrictions? If I'm selling Coke to people that are 18 and above, you can put the age restrictions here. But if this product doesn't have age restrictions, any age can get that. You just leave it as what you're seeing on the screen. Then once you're done with that, you click on price and tax. So now, is this product vatable? If they're vatable, you leave it at that. If they're not vatable, you can put a minus on it. But I'm going to make this product vatable, so I click on add VAT as a product. Then if you have the cost price, I could put the cost price to say, let's say the cost price is 350. Then if I want to use markup to sell my product, I can say, okay, for every Coke, I have a 10% markup or I have a 20% markup. You can see that the sales price is changing as I am putting this. Now it's 420. If I say I want it to be a 25% markup, it changes as it's going. So if you don't want to use a markup, you can just leave it at that and just put your sales price to, let's say, I want sales price of 100. And the system will automatically give you the markup in which you're using. So if you don't have the cost price, it's not compulsory. You can as well leave the cost price at 0. Just note that if it's 0, you cannot get your profit margin at the report side of the application. Then is the price included in the VAT? So the price is inclusive of the VAT, you indicate it, but if it's an exclusive VAT, you indicate it. In this case, I don't want it to be exclusive, I want it to be inclusive, so I leave it as inclusive. Now, price change allowed. Is this price fixed or is it debatable? So if it's fixed, I leave this empty, but if it's not fixed, I put price change allowed so that when a customer is buying, they have a room to say, oh, I don't want to pay 500, can I pay 400? So the person selling can actually make that change. But if the prices are fixed, there's no need of you doing that, so I keep that as empty. Then we have the control, stock control. So if you have a supplier, you can put in the supplier. But most times you don't have one supplier for a particular product. So sometimes I don't advise to put it. If you don't have a particular supplier, you leave it empty. Now, when do you want to reorder this product? I could say when my Coke is 5, reorder the bottle for me. And how many do I want to reorder? I could say 10. Now, this is optional. You can just stop at the details and the price tags and you're good to go. But if you want to have an extra on your inventory, you can click on the price stock control, and I give it a low stock warning. So it's telling me that whenever, at what quantity should the system alert me that this product is running low, and I will say the system should alert me when the product is remaining 4. So once they are selling and the product gets to 4, it's going to send them a notification saying, oh, you're running low on stock, you need to probably restock. And this reordering will not work if you don't have a supplier. So if you don't have a supplier, it's going to necessarily work because you're looking for where to hang the product. But if you have a supplier, you can indicate that and it will work. So I'm going to use unknown to just create an unknown supplier for me. Then if you have a print station, for people that have multiple stations to print, you want it to print at the kitchen, at the counter, you can indicate that here. But for me, I'm using a free license and I don't have that license yet, so which is why. If you want a comment on a particular printer, which is really isn't for cooking, restaurants, lounges and all that, I could say for every time a cook is ordered, add eyes to the product. So what this does is whenever the product is being requested, it adds this comment to the kitchen docket so that the people preparing it know that, okay, we're getting eyes to this product. It could be anything at all. You can leave that there. Then if you want to add an image to your product, you can either change the color to your preferred color or you put an image if you please. So once that is done, you click on save. As I said, the most important things here, most for majority of people, are the details and the price tags. And once that is done, you can then click on save. Once you click on save, you have successfully added the products. So we can go back to check. If I just click on this console here, you will see that my drinks are here. If I click on drinks, I see my Coke. If I click on Coke, it has appeared here because we use a default quantity, which is why when you click on it, it appears here. So the more you click, the more the quantity adds up on the screen. If you have any question, please let me know. Apart from that, see you soon.